All right, so welcome everyone. Today we're going to have a look at some 300 Blackout bullet options. Here we are in December 2020. Obviously, the ammo shortage is out there, and it's it is quite significant. So this is something that I went through back in 2013, and I had taken a break from shooting sports for quite a while there. Got back into guns around 2012, 2013. And right about the time I did, of course, the tragedy happened in Connecticut. And there was probably a good year or so where there was quite a panic in the industry. People were buying up a lot of stuff. And, you know, ammo just was not common. So I decided to kind of solve the problem for myself and got into reloading and hand loading my own ammo so I could be somewhat self-sufficient and not reliant on factory ammo. 300 Blackout, of course, that has its origins in 300 Whisper, and that came about around the dawn of the last decade. And initially with 300 Blackout, it was one of those things where when it first came out, like a lot of cartridges do, they go through a period of time of, whether the cartridge is going to be accepted or not, how the market's going to react to it or respond to it. And along with that, there was also, I think, a lot of trying to figure out, kind of how to develop the cartridge, because of course, like it's commonly said out there on the internet, 300 Blackout is optimized for a 9-inch barrel and shooting subsonic. Now that we've been down the road with 300 Blackout for about a decade now, we know that that's not the case. There's the data out there to show that, to prove that. We also have a wide selection of bullets out there. And as 300 Blackout has grown and it's gone through its kind of evolution over time, it has, I would say, picked up a significant amount of market acceptance. And as time has gone on, we've seen the availability of more products out there for 300 Blackout, some 300 Blackout specific products as well, not just tapping into whatever was out there already for 308 cartridges, so that we had to adapt to 300 Blackout. So things have gotten a lot better over the past 10 years. Factory ammo, though, I find is still kind of pricey for what you get. So it's still, to me, kind of a hand loader's cartridge, where if you do want to save significant amounts of money, definitely reloading your own 300 Blackout cartridges is the way to go. So with this video series, what I want to get into is what kind of options do we have out there for loading 300 Blackout supersonic ammo. And as I mentioned, and everyone knows, we have that ammo shortage out there. So what can we do about it? How can we kind of tackle this? And is there products still out there? Yeah, there is. And so some of the bullets I'll be talking about and showing you guys, it's something that some of these I've only just bought recently. So there is still product out there hitting the shelves. It's one of those deals where you just have to kind of shop around. And I'll probably do some videos in the future talking about, where you can get good deals at and different strategies that I use so that I can get the products that I want to load this cartridge. Or other cartridges as well, especially things like 9mm. Okay, so anyways, with this video series, what I want to kind of go through is the different types of bullets that you can use, what are my applications for those bullets, and also maybe a little bit about pricing or velocities or whatever other useful information I can throw in there from my own experiences. So I've been loading 300 Blackout now for about 7 years, and what I find is that the more I get into it, the less maybe I realize I know. So it's one of those things where you never the experimenting never really stops, and you're always learning some new stuff. And I'm always finding different bullets I can use and different powders and all sorts of things to kind of make all this happen. Now, I do know out there, of course, there is that issue of primers, but primers can be found sometimes out there. I know in gun stores in my state, they do come into stock. Of course, they go out of stock quickly. So that's another thing that could kind of hold you up. But I think as we go through this video series, not only are we going to talk about some different bullets, but also what kind of powder choices that we have, maybe talk about some of the primers that I use. And, I'd really like to kind of get into how I kind of use 300 Blackout and maximize it and kind of make it happen, so to speak. So anyways, so I'm looking forward to doing this. Any questions or comments that you have or things you might want me to cover, we'll probably get out in the field. We'll do some shooting out there. The weather right now at this time of the year is not all that cooperative, so we'll do the best that we can. We'll do some chronograph work as well, and some different experimenting. And some of these bullets I've not used before. So the next video, I think what we're going to do is we'll talk about the lighter grain bullets, and then we'll kind of move forward up the weight scale with some different videos, and all the various bullets out there that are available to buy, and what we can use those for. All right, thanks everyone.